Oh my god. So, so make one. I I had a very funny theory about Boom Boom Shooter yesterday.
Oh boy.
Okay, so in Boom Boonger, our Red Ranger Taya, he I wholeheartedly believe he is the richest man in the universe
Oh boy.
because he's so far being able to buy out a clothing store and an entire Physing junkyard.
Yeah, this guy's got funding from somewhere. Either he is himself rich or he has a family member who is.
So I had this funny idea. Taya and Boone Orange, whatever his name is, are are just playing a are just playing a Physing GTA game, and they got an infinite money glitch going on.
Yeah, I remember saying like Taya has the frick. He used the infinite money cheat.
And the hash. Wait, if we're going by that logic, then what if the hash aliens are just uh?
Oh, by the way,
Hmm?
sorry for interrupting Guitar. This just popped up in my head just now, and I gotta get it out before I forget it again. So the link for her, the Kingdom Rodimus Prime I sent you earlier, Bear.
Hmm.
I did find one that was a better deal, but it depends on how much you trust eBay.
I trusted a little.
The thing looks to be still in its box. I haven't looked into the actual seller yet, and it's only in the high 70s as opposed to the high 80s. That's about it for that. Thank you for letting me get that out, Taro. You may proceed again. So,
Yeah,
if a money cheat.
I also thought that the hash aliens are hackers, but but Taya doesn't do anything about them, he just lets them stay. But he made them look like monsters.
Hello, internet.
Sorry. I'll
No,
keep
no,
quiet
you're
about
fine. I just thought that'd be a funny point to just go, "Hi, internet."
it.
And happy birthday, Frank Welker.
Yeah, so because I was late, very late for a very important date, uh, we aren't doing Super Robot Wars today. Instead, we are playing Transformers Devastation in honor of the man, the myth, the legend, Frank Welker.
Happy birthday!
We've also got 4 people right now.
Damn,
What? What was that? It glitched out for me.
he said we have 4 people watching.
Oh really? Oh, we do.
It's
Dang.
because we mentioned Frank Welker. Like, there's lots of Transformers fans online.
Hello, Transformer fans. I was gonna say
Ba
something,
weep
but
grana weep bog.
that's much better than what I was gonna say. Anyway,
So let's see. In G1 alone, he was obviously Megatron. He was Soundwave. Most of the cassettes. He, I think, was at least one of the Constructicons. Voiced a couple of Autobots too. Like, he was everywhere.
The absolute king of the in-between.
Five now.
Damn. Fucking, really? You're gonna... Damn it!
Oh,
So, while we're waiting, I'll just kind of have offered this little bit of trivia for why I chose to celebrate today being Frank's birthday instead of, just suggesting any other game. Like many others, I too grew up with Frank Welker as Megatron. Sort of. See, I didn't grow up with the G1 cartoon series itself. I had the movie on VHS. So while David K was my primary Megatron as I grew up with the Unicron trilogy, Armada, Energon, Cybertron, I watched the movie so frequently that Frank Welker's voice just became equally synonymous with the character as David K's did. It's also why I can't hear a Galvatron that's not Leonard Nimoy, by the way.
Ah. So I cannot share the screen on Discord.
oh dear.
We dropped down to 4.
Wow. Okay.
The person.
Hey, Jiva's here!
Yo, Jiva.
What up, Jiva?
Oh, I'm sure you've heard at least some of his work.
Frank Welker has been everywhere. If you've seen a Scooby-Doo cartoon within the last decade, you've heard his voice. And
Yep.
I'm not just talking about Fred.
He voiced Scooby. All right. We're going to continue on with where we were.
I love that kind of artwork, by the way.
And also, because I now have a controller, the
And we're back up to 5.
the clunkiness of the last time we played this game is now non-existent.
So we've basically gone from OG Dinobots to Dinobots with the brain module upgrade later that same episode.
Pretty much. Alright, hold on. And here we go.
Ha! It's one of Megatron's logs! Perfect!
Fuck! Okay, that.
So I might have mentioned this before, but Wheeljack's design in this game is heavily inspired by his Thrilling 30 toy, which was itself a remold of the Thrilling 30 tracks.
Finally!
Guys, the tech in the city, it's evolved on a divergent path from our own. It's not from the Decepticons.
That Megatron doesn't understand it any more than we do. Perhaps we can use that to our advantage.
So if they had kept to the accuracy of that toy, this Wheeljack would have had a flight mode. Like I said, his toy was a remold of that toy line's tracks, so he had the flight mode. It was still in there.
I mean, when you gotta fly, you gotta fly. There's nothing wrong with that.
Unless you're the Autobot Elite Guard in Transformers Animated, in which case,
I see it.
yeah.
Speaking of the TFA, apparently there was a unused an unused Devastator.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of concepts that weren't used.
I don't think that's how you like the design of TFA Devastator.
Devastator went through multiple designs in Animated, only to end up not being used.
Fair enough.
One of which would have had Bulkhead forcibly incorporated it into the combiner.
Oh,
Alright! I beat the thing.
We need to investigate inside.
Oh, so basically what Prowl did, but instead involuntarily, I imagine.
Involuntarily correct.
Involuntarily. My brain is not working.
Yeah, the whole shtick would have been one of the Constructicons, I imagine the one responsible for turning in a Devastator's head, would have had some form of mind control power, and that would have been what forced Bulkhead to combine.
Question is, is it possible for him to combine without modifications?
That is a good question, and I imagine the episode itself would have answered that.
Fair.
For now, all we have are loose outlines and the concept. And not even a full concept. We had to get some fan artists to do that.
I see.
Uh-oh. We got Insecticons.
King of Kings!
What do we have here? Here. Something to eat.
I like how me and Nicola just went for two completely different things.
I honestly didn't even hear what you went for.
He said King of Kings. As in King Oger.
And I just went for actual Insecticon dialogue.
Here, watch out, it's the fury of the gods.
Oh my god, it basically is. Like, you joke, but like, these aren't the the normal Decepticons or Insecticons.
These are clones. See, one of the powers the Insecticons had in the original show was that they could rapidly duplicate. They could clone themselves super easily, to the point where Megatron was actually kind of off-put by it.
Oh, fun.
It's also why most fans speculate that the sweeps were all made up of Insecticons because, well, how else would they be able to duplicate?
Can't be. You mean an Autobot ship is responsible for all the destruction?
It's why I will forever maintain that Cyclonus was Skywarp, by the way. I don't care if Bombshell was in the front of the animation. It makes more sense for her Bombshell to have become a sweep.
Ship crashed on Earth? What are the odds?
Nova Prime's mission was to preserve our culture. The colonnade of Cybertron was a covenant between all Cybertronians. The colonnade is comprised of the essential aspects
Welcome
of
to the
our
Proud Star,
Cybertronian
gentlemen.
heritage, and it was placed inside the Pharaoh-Taxis, the supercomputer that controls the Proud Star. The Pharaoh-Taxis literally carries our culture inside of it.
What an historical find.
Also, I
actually.
love the line
So
from
much
Bumblebee
art,
about
beauty,
how
history
many
is
ships
lost.
crashed here.
Find it again.
The Pharaoh-Taxis controls both the Plasma Core and the
What I'm about to
Insecticons.
say next
It directs
is
the
purely a
power
joke.
and gives the
But I'm
Insecticons their
surprised
function and
Bumblebee doesn't
purpose.
go.
Okay, so we
Yeah.
find the Pharaoh-Taxis and what? Destroy
Listen,
it? It's got so much of our culture.
Listen.
At least you clarify that it's just a joke.
No, we can't. We find the plasma core and shut it down. Shutting down the power is the most surefire way to stop the cyber forming.
I will say this much though,
And we locate
wrong
the
Bumblebee.
Pharaoh-Taxis and preserve our culture, as Nova Prime intended. But for now,
Frankly, I'm happier to have a Bumblebee with a functioning
there are more
voice
floors
box,
to this
okay?
ship. We split up and locate the Plasma Core.
wrong button.
So let's see. Another Cybertronian ship crashed here. What are the odds? Well, let's see. There's your Ark, the Nemesis, the Victory, the Axelon, the Dark Side, the Proud Star here.
What is it, Optimus?
If we go with one of my own headcanons, there might be one called the Riley somewhere.
Dude, I fucking love that you put that in the library section. That's fucking great.
The Cybertronians lived here. We will deal with it
I mean, it was on my mind,
Wow.
and it was basically living there rent-free ever since I first suggested it, so I had to put it somewhere.
It is saved into the archives.
What's funny is that out of the list of ships that I mentioned crashing here, technically, several of those ships crashed on Earth twice.
Yeah. All right.
And those second crashes all happened in Beast Wars, hilariously enough.
All right.
Faction.
Who should we play as next?
If I adjust the exosphere modulator,
Um,
We've played as all four so far.
alright.
Oh.
freaking missed call screwed everything up for me. Go with Optimus. This feels like an Optimus level.
And what better way of celebrating Megatron's voice's birthday with his rifle?
Then by playing his arch nemesis.
Yeah. Yeah, you got a point there.
So, fun fact, I had mentioned this before, but there were DLC alternate looks for each of these bots. For Sideswipe, you'd get to play as Red Alert.
Nice.
For,
Oh!
I don't remember if they did that for... Oh, hey, speaking of Frank Welker.
If the boats are rocking, don't come a knocking.
Anyways,
Look, it was the only thing I could think of.
The only other character that really got an alternate skin in the... Like, I think Bumblebee might have gotten a Goldbug-inspired skin. I don't recall. But I do know this. Optimus Prime got a Nemesis Prime skin. Complete with the Decepticon logo instead of the Autobot one.
Yo.
Now, bear in mind, unlike, say, the Red Alert skin, this one didn't come with alternate voice lines in the arc. See, when it comes to the Red Alert skin, they actually do have new lines recorded for Sideswipe to say, "I'm not paranoid, they really are all out to get us."
Soundwave, I need you here. The others can take care of them.
Optimus did not get that treatment, sadly.
Always the coward, Soundwave.
Which just further makes it upsetting, because we could have gotten to hear what a G1 Nemesis Prime would have genuinely sounded like.
Maybe if we blow that Pharaoh what's it up, it'll stop Megatron.
No. We go to the plasma core and disable it. The Pharaotaxis has the sum total of Cybertronian culture recorded within. If at all possible, we must preserve it.
What? What faction and type of transformer are you? Oh boy, let's go into this shithead maker, shall we?
I identify as Minicon, Armada style, but
I'm
we'll
an
see what happens.
I'm an Autobot through and through. Given my destructive tendencies, though, I may also be a wrecker.
First up, hey, come on, let's see. Apparently you're a neutral scientist.
So yeah, I can definitely just say Minicon and be done with it. Minicons are generally neutral until claimed by either side.
There is a...
What'd it say?
He's a Decepticon, isn't he?
Decepticons are getting
Autobot
annoyed.
Minicon?
Well, it didn't say you're not a wrecker.
At least there's that.
Chances are, as an Autobot Minicon with the wreckers, you probably have a weapon mode.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh no. Oh god.
What's up, Taro?
I just pictured something in the vein of, like, say, Sound of Cassette, where, like, yeah, the primary mode is animal themed, and then you have the inanimate object for the alternate mode. A bear and a hammer.
Yeah!
Well, I can triple change.
You're a Decepticon, aren't you?
Yes.
Lucky for you, we're on post-war Cybertron.
Time for my...
Otherwise, we could just make the excuse that you're from the Shattered Glass universe.
Trailer!
I use my real name. Apparently, I become a, Apparently, I become a Prime.
give back the Matrix, you little shit.
Well, it technically says Autobot leader, but still.
So you could just be like Star Saber and be in the command position without having to. Okay.
See, I have my own little headcanon that, well, like in my own little universe, Star Saber does have the Matrix.
Well,
but the thing is, he's like, this version of Star Saber is from the far, far future.
well, at least you clarify this is an alternate version, because I would have actually had to bring up the history of the Takara trilogy to explain this, and it is not a history I like digging into.
Got it.
When I used your real name, it gave me neutral Dino vibe.
Yeah!
So, you know what? Screw it. I'll just answer this and get it done with. So, the reason why in the actual Takara trilogy, Star Saber could never have had the Matrix in the first place is because Rodimus Prime still has it.
Oh.
The same Rodimus Prime that abandoned the destroyed Cybertron to search for a new home planet for the Autobots back in Headmasters 2 seasons ago.
Oh.
The same Rodimus Prime who comes back as a Matrixless Hot Rod in the Battlestars manga.
The fuck did he do with the Matrix?
Evidently, he gave it back to the revived Optimus. At least there's that.
I already know, Teletrain.
Apparently, this Shinra maker doesn't like us being on the same team.
What did my real name get?
Deathgun Scout. It really doesn't like us being on the same team.
It doesn't.
Well, we can mix and match.
True. Okay, I'll put this whole big experience, see what I get. Decepticon Seeker.
Alright.
I reiterate, this is only good if we're from a Shattered Glass universe.
Or in Transformers Odyssey.
That's 2 out of 3. That's 2 out of 3. Let's see what my old username gives me.
I also have an old username we can try, but I'll wait on that.
My old one gave me Neutral Scientist. And I'm assuming
So
you
that's
want me to
2
use
nukes.
I'm assuming you want me to use
Latios, yes. Yes.
I don't.
Technically, I also had a separate one from before I met you guys, but I don't want to dig that one up.
Vegas Bear is all I have. No, wait. I do remember one.
Hold on. Decepticon Triple Changer. Megalon.
Oh my god!
Got the triple changer.
Say that again?
You said what? And I call out Blitzway just so I can keep the animated face swapping gimmick.
I'm gonna try to take it. Scientist, I swear
Plus,
to
I can
God.
just scream zone defense whenever.
I give up.
I am playing Galaga.
Are you a friends with Adam Sandler?
Oh, fuck that movie.
Well, they finally did it. They killed my freaking car. I haven't even watched the movie, and that's the only line I know.
The one I know is where they pretend to get the creator of Pac-Man. I say pretend because it was not the actual creator of Pac-Man. It's some random Japanese dude. And they have him come in to try and get Pac-Man to calm him down. It's like, oh, my beautiful boy. And then Pac-Man bites his arm off. He's like, kill this damn thing! Scrapnel.
It appears the plasma energy is increasing.
Because this was still back in the period of the trademark issues.
Still a cool name.
It is, and at least it sounds similar to his original name.
What's your original
Shrapnel.
I fell down! Oh, wait, I forgot he could fly. Fuck.
So, fun fact. There technically is a female version of Shrapnel.
Oh god.
It only exists in one of the French dubs of the Transformers movie. It's literally just one of the other Insecticons refers to them as Mademoiselle Shrapnel, and the character proceeds to speak with a female voice. That is literally it. It's just a dubbing thing. Outside of the movie, they were never portrayed this way either, which is even more confusing. Because in that same dub, they also gave Starscream a female voice and pronouns.
Proud Star Log 616 G-Axis. I'm excited for the scientific discoveries and explorations that are coming from our mission. But I would be dishonest with myself if I said that I wasn't also getting caught up in Nova Prime's mission. Maybe it's how he carries himself, but the sheer idealism and hope that emanates from that bot is profound. He truly is the best of us. I'm just a scientist, but he truly believes in the spark of Cybertron and carrying a torch from the well of all sparks, from planet to planet. He believes that our accomplishments, both as a species and as a society, are worthy of taking to the stars to share with others. It makes my science seem insignificant against a mission with that much pride and legacy wrapped up in it. Who knows? Maybe I'll convert and call myself an Autobot one day.
No. See, if anybody here, if you know G-Axis, you know that is never going to happen.
Ow.
G-Axis is known for a few things. Having any sense of morality is not one of them.
I could have sworn I was able to destroy these things when I was going through this.
They got shields.
I know, but still. Maybe it's something else.
So, Taro, since I don't think you'll know, you want to know what G-Axis' whole shtick was when he was introduced?
Go on.
So, G-Axis was introduced in the Generation 2 comics, which is already a bad sign.
Bombshell.
G-Axis' shtick was that he had left Cybertron in times long past, and was now coming back to effectively reconquer the planet. with what he called a next generation of Decepticons, or second generation thereof. He had rediscovered an ancient way for Cybertronians to create more Cybertronians. In the Marvel continuity, they used to reproduce by budding, effectively cloning themselves. Primus didn't like when this went too far, because, like, for every Transformer he created, there was a little bit of himself in them. And for every time that Transformer reproduced by budding, you're taking a limited resource and dividing it further and further and further. Every successive generation created by budding had less and less of Primus's light in them, becoming increasingly sadistic and evil.
Oh, so Lord Voldemort. Okay.
Basically,
At some point, Primus has just deleted the knowledge of budding from everybody's collective memory.
why did I do that?
Well, GX's rediscovered. At some point, GX's rediscovered how to do this, and used that to create an army of next-generation Decepticons who have 0% Primus whatsoever.
Oh.
When Megatron is looking at you and going, "Y'all need Primus,"
Cybertronian's matrix bearer designated Optimus Prime. Through the matrix, we can foretell your future.
like,
You will defeat your great enemy, and the war you have waged will end soon. You will lead your people so that they
oh,
may
here we
face
go.
their darkest hour, but they will face it without you.
You say the war will end, and my friends will be safe. That is all I could ever ask.
I love that part because if you go through there with other characters, they'll tell their future.
In Wheeljack's case, it tells him darkness comes for us all, but do not fear the end. Know that your creations will help secure the future of Cybertron.
As a scientist, that's probably the best thing he's ever heard.
Those creations in question being the Dinobots, but still.
Hey, I'm pretty sure
That was-
Wheeljack is proud of those little psychopaths.
He is.
Oh, guys.
He is, and we know through Ask Vector Prime and the rare instances where other characters got to answer in place of Vector Prime, namely a version of the G1 cartoon Grimlock, we know that the G1 cartoon Dinobots viewed their creators, Ratchet and Wheeljack, as parental ones.
Okay, hold that thought. There's a guy in the chat. We got a bot.
Gotta buy it?
Yep.
I'll get it.
And not even the fun kind.
I'll get it.
Alright.
Get my...
So I'm gonna assume we're gonna do what I'm assuming is gonna be a boss fight with Optimus.
Let me get my phone out.
Alright, who we fighting? Oh yeah, the one Insecticon we haven't fought yet.
Kickback, one of the only, if not the only Insecticon to never have his name threatened by copyright.
I have you now.
Also, kind of my favorite Insecticon of the bunch because he was one of the handful of Transformers I found in my grandparents' attic that I was able to play with when I was young.
Got it.
Thank you.
Way to go, Taro.
You're the real MVP.
Yeah. When you've got Megatron saying, y'all need Primus, we've got a problem.
Oh, shit, we got all three of them.
You're not as dumb as you look.
Because I want to make this clear. Megatron's motivation in the G1 comics ran directly counter to what Primus wanted for his children. G-Axis was also named for a joke. The people behind the G2 comic were so convinced they were going to get canceled at any point that G-Axis' name was an in-joke for G-Axis. Cancel us already. In more recent times, G-Axis is more so known for mad science and cloning technology.
Got to capture the core. Now! Break the crystal shielding and dislodge it.
So, this is where I get to blow Bear's mind. G-Axis is theoretically partially responsible for the existence of the Vox.
I'm sorry, what?
What?
So, remember how I said that Transformers produced by Budding have less and less Primus in them until they just completely have no form of morality or soul?
Yeah?
This eventually created the Swarm.
That should calm the reaction.
The Swarm, driven only by an instinct to destroy and consume, much like a certain dark planet god, it consumed every Cybertronian it came across, and rampaged across Earth at the same time.
The ship is powered down.
It could be argued the Swarm caused
If we
human
allow
extinction in
Megatron
the
to
Marvel
retrieve the
Transformers
plasma
continuity.
core before we find it, our victory here will not matter. We must move quickly.
Optimus Prime sacrificed himself to the Swarm to stop it, emptying the contents of the Matrix into it, effectively instilling as much of Primus's essence as was left to give the Swarm the consciousness and just straight up empathy that it was lacking. And so, G-Axis and Optimus Prime inadvertently created the Vox. As now instilled with the essence of Primus, the Swarm would continue to evolve in attempts to rebuild, and feeling remorse for the destruction it caused is trying to make amends. And it would ultimately evolve into the Vox.
So we got Grimlock now.
I love that idle animation. So, fun fact. In the case of this game, Grimlock is one of the only characters who could hold a Star Saber-esque weapon.
Really?
Yeah, remember those DLCs that I mentioned that gave you alternate character skins?
Mm-hmm.
They also brought in new weapons. One of which was the Star Saber, a la the Alliance continuity Transformers Prime, which only Optimus Prime could wield. And there was also the Dark Star Saber from the same show, which Optimus could wield, and so could Grimlock. But nobody else could.
Yo.
Grimlock was able to wield a sword made of Dark Energon. Honestly, my personal favorite weapons to give him are just the big ol' hammers. But they come with the downside of being much slower, so...
Grimlock.
Ugh, me Grimlock, not Kisser. Me Grimlock King.
All right, so we're playing as Grimlock, right?
Oh.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It reminds me of seeing this one thing. Somebody tried to essentially take this game, its cutscenes, and some of its gameplay, and make effectively a movie out of it, while putting the original 1986 film
What's the
soundtrack
plan,
to it.
Optimus?
For the time
There's a
being, the
sequence where
cyberforming
you're
is slowed,
chasing
but
Blitzwing across
Megatron will
the
undoubtedly go
across a
after the
bridge,
plasma core to start it
and
again.
because he's playing as Grimlock, this is where he chose to add Dare to be stupid.
We should scan for Deceptor creep activity. That plasma core eject button wasn't targeted. Megatron's gonna need someone to go pick it up.
Split up and find a Decepticon.
Hey Bear.
Yeah.
Wheel... when Wheeljack was talking, whenever someone unmutes in VR chat,
So, Foxtrot Prime did a playthrough of Devastation here, and did it in his style of basically voice acting a bunch of characters in a sort of pseudo stop motion. And we got to a point where they introduced Red Energon, which behaves very differently here than it did in Transformers Prime. Instead of Transformers Prime's Red Energon, which made you go fast, Red Energon here is not only more volatilely explosive than the standard pink stuff, but it also has regenerative properties, so it can explode multiple times. Grimlock tried eating it once. It did not end well.
For him or the Energon?
And when Bumblebee... Well, that comes in with how... It comes in with the next joke. Bumblebee ends up asking how it tasted, like what it tasted like, and Grimlock describes it as pain. It tastes like pain. Grimlock basically warns them over and over, don't try to eat that stuff, I made that mistake.
Proud Star 4? Oh! I skipped a few. Kranix.
May I read this one?
Yeah, you do that while I look up who the fuck Kranix is.
The guy who escaped Lethone in the movie.
Oh, fuck, that's right!
We set down on a planet that had no need of cyberforming, but did offer us supplies when we desperately needed. Yeah, did offer us supplies we desperately needed for ourselves. It was shocking to see another planet be so like Cybertron itself. It was as if Primus's hand had shaped the planet. There was no smaller life to speak of, but something must have given the planet shape. We took the supplies we needed, but while we were there, we all thought someone had their optics on us. There was, I don't know, a sense of invasiveness there. And it had been 2 cycles since we left. And it has been 2 cycles since we left the planet, and something has changed. I am butchering this one sentence. And it has been 2 cycles since we left the planet, and something has changed in Nova Prime, most notably. His confidence is still there, but it's changed. He appears to be driven more and more each passing cycle by his own ego. Not the righteousness of our mission, but his determination that he is right and that the work must be done. I fear for where we are headed. And now waiting on the page change. And now I truly do miss my home back in the Tagon Heights on Cybertron. Could you move the window there, Bear, for a moment, please?
Oh, yeah. Hold on.
Thank you. There, we worked and lived a simple life, but a good one. We've come a long way from Lethone. Back then, changing the planet's core and injecting it with enough raw ore 13, there was a sense of pride and righteousness in our hard work. But now, lost in the darkness of space, we are all succumbing to urges we never thought we'd have.
G-Axis. Our journey grows ever longer. The search for planets that are both uninhabited and have enough base material to cyberform is a long and difficult one. None of us will talk about it, but we can all feel it. The further from Cybertron we get, the darker our thoughts become. The crew is turning on itself. For my part, I know they're after my science. I've locked them all out, except for the ones I need for my experiments. Can't fathom why they don't volunteer for my work. Don't they understand it's for science? Don't they understand that their sacrifice is for the greater good? Despite the fact that all my equipment can't detect another ship or life form out there, I am convinced that there is a will infringing upon our sparks. Not just a will, but a consciousness. Whatever it is, we are less than Insecticons to it, and I fear that all our good work seeding worlds will come undone if we cannot find a way to reverse its effects. Nova Prime is the only one who sees what we're doing for what it is. Cybertron must survive. All other considerations are irrelevant, and we will succeed no matter the cost.
So, there's a bit of a hint going on with this strange Cybertron-esque planet and the darkness shrouding the crew.
We got another one from Kranix if you want to read that.
Yeah. It has come to this. Most of the crew has been infested with whatever has taken hold of Nova Prime. They have turned their back on our mission, and I am the last one. They know I will not allow them to cyberform any more inhabited worlds. They know I will try to stop them, even if it means scuttling the ship. But there is a way I might be able to survive. There is a shuttle. It can't take me back to Cybertron, but perhaps to one of the planets we have seeded. Perhaps I could live out the rest of my days in peace. The horrors of what I have seen. The destructive power of both this ship and the planet we have landed on. Nothing has been the same since we landed there. I have programmed the ship's navigation to crash the next time the Ferrotaxis is activated. I will attempt to escape. Yeah, I will attempt to escape if I can, but the odds are not good.
All right.
So yeah, that planet was Unicron.
Looks like most of the cyberforming is stopped. Not all of it.
And that darkness that he seeded in the crew is still there in the ship. When Optimus first steps foot on the Proud Star, he notes that there's something strange there. It's like the Matrix had turned off and back on again. You're gonna have to try that in robot mode first. There you go. the planet they landed on that started messing with everything, it was Unicron. And it was his darkness that began to infest the crew and make them do what they ended up doing. And with this retcon of Kranix being involved in this mission and doing what he did, this makes his end in Transformers the movie and the fate of Lethone itself that much more tragic. Imagine creating a new world for life to spring up on, watching that life grow and flourish and advance, seeing your work truly reach fruition and become something completely new in and of itself, only for one of the mistakes of your past to just randomly show up and tear it all to shreds, and narrowly escaping that cataclysm with your life. That was the fate of Kranix. He built a civilization with his two hands after the incident with crashing the Proud Star. Got to see it grow and evolve and nurtured it as best he could. And then Unicron shows up.
It's fucked up. Oh, we got a fifth one.
This is it. We've come across a planet hardly worthy of us even attempting to cyberform. It'll take too much energy to convert all that mud and rock and water into a planet Cybertronians can inhabit. But what's worse is that there's life here. Plant life and what appears to be some kind of intelligent life, not mechanical, but something else. It's glitch-inducing to look at, to be sure, but that doesn't mean it deserves to be destroyed. My trap is set. When Nova Prime and the others line up the Proudstar's cyberforming protocol, fire up the Proudstar's cyberforming protocols, we'll launch into the planet's surface. That will only work if G-Axis doesn't find my hidden commands in Teletran Alpha's operating system. He's the only one smart enough to find them. But hopefully, he will be too late, and I'll be on a shuttle. I've chosen to try to make my way back to Lethone. It should be well formed by the time I arrive. And that was the last planet where I remember us all truly feeling proud and happy. I could use that feeling. I could use that feeling again now. Oh no. The cyberforming protocols are activated. I must escape to the ship. It's my only chance!
Thundercracker, you done
Yep.
me crush you.
So, considering the way he describes this planet, I'm led to assume that if we take G1 and Beast Wars into account as the same continuity as this, the Axolot and Darkseid either haven't crashed here yet, or the Beast Wars are already over.
I think I may have gotten off track a little bit here. Sorry.
Considering the fact that they didn't detect the Ark or the Nemesis, I choose to assume this is pre-Beast Wars when they landed off, well, crashed on Earth. which means that the Proud Star had been here the entire time the Maximals and Predacons were fighting over the Earth.
Damn.
Which makes it that much better that Tarantulas and Megatron found the Nemesis and not the Proud Star.
Oh god, imagine if they found that. It would not have been pretty.
As Megatron put it, the ultimate risk for the ultimate prize. He originally wanted to change the Earth by eradicating humankind before it ever left its cradle. Imagine how things would have gone if they'd found the Proud Star and started the cyberforming process. More so, how things would have gone if they'd succeeded.
Jeez.
How G1 would have been affected if the planet they woke up to was another Cybertron. And Megatron had, well, Beast Megatron had good reason to target humans first. It was the less risky option to guarantee the Autobots lose the war. Because he's already messing with the fabric of time and space.
Yep.
But so long as he's not killing anybody aboard the Ark, there's still a chance that Cybertronian kind could evolve the way it did, create him, and thus create a stable time loop.
Okay. Alright, come here, you piece of shit. Ha 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 ha!
Thundercracker, one of the handful of Decepticons that has any form of empathy for humankind. And even then, it's more like a sense of pity that we can't fly.
Today is a good day to join our cause, Thundercracker.
My loyalty only goes so far. Tampering with plasma energy? That's madness.
Wow, that took like no convincing at all. No wonder they call you Thundercracker.
Very funny, dipsqueak. No one should have that thing. You want to get it, that's fine. So long as you promise to get rid of it.
I think we can handle that.
It's on the island. Megatron sent Blitzwing after it. You're closer, so you might be able to beat him there.
I know the island. Only way onto it is across Liberty Bridge.
Sounds like fun.
Alrighty.
Foxtrot Prime actually managed to point out a massive error in judgment of the bot's part. Yeah, the plasma energy thingy, that is already dangerous enough, and it should be taken care of. But if they really wanted to stop the cyberforming process, they should have just immediately gone for the computer. They don't even have to destroy it, just shut it down. Instead, they put their focus on the wrong thing at the wrong time, and were ultimately forced to destroy the computer.
Yep.
So, in those logs, a little something was mentioned called the Ferrotaxis. and it will become relevant later in the game. And I know that Taro knows what we're talking about because he's played this game too. And this is kind of why I'm bringing this up. So, if the Autobots had moved to shut down the computer first and managed to recover the Ferrotaxis, Optimus could then sort of split his forces a little bit. Okay, you guys head back to the Ark with the Ferrotaxis and secure it. Meanwhile, the rest of us are gonna go for the Plasma Energy Core.
Ground soldier, heavy weapons.
A very obvious Blitzwing redeco that they could genuinely use Studio Series 4. Imagine seeing that in Gamerverse.
That'd be cool. Damn it.
Also, one of my favorite jokes came from around this part of the game, since we were getting closer and closer to the use of the red energon. So, every time the red energon hit something with someone, Foxatron played the clip of "What the fuck?" boom?" But for the smaller explosions, it was shortened to just "fuck boom."
All right. Do we want to keep going as Grimlock?
Well, that depends. Do we want to see Grimlock fight Blitzwing, or do we want to use another Autobot for that?
That's what I'm thinking.
Because I can see using Bumblebee to fight Blitzwing just to get revenge for the Bumblebee movie.
Oh!
But I could also see, equally so, using Grimlock to fight the Triple Changer.
Taro, you're the tiebreaker. Taro?
You there, buddy?
I think he fell asleep.
Let's go with Bumblebee.
Well,
I wouldn't have suggested it if I wasn't willing to do so.
I'll have to wait till next time, because it is an hour and 8 minutes. It is 4:18. I gotta go pick up my meds.
Alright.
Sorry for the short stream, everyone, but it's still fun. Happy birthday,
And-
Frank Welker. I doubt you'll ever...
We're more than willing to come back to this later if it's popular enough.
Yeah. I doubt you'll ever see this, but thank you for everything. Scooby-Doo, Dr. Claw, the Transformers. You're freaking awesome, man.
Thank you for being there for basically everybody here for all of our childhoods.
Generations art. Let's see here. Oh. Wow.
The Combiner Wars stuff.
Yeah, but with... I don't even know who he's combined with.
That's 3 of the aerial bots and Dragstrip.
Of course.
He's got Alpha Bravo for the left arm. He's got, I think that had Slingshot and Air Raid for either Slingshot and Air Raid or Slingshot and Firefly for the legs, and Dragstrip for the arm.
Right. Scene art.
Dreamwave!
What was that, Taro?
I think I'm gonna get going. I'll see you tomorrow.
Alright, man.
Take care of yourself.
Ah,
And
Dreamwave.
You are weird with your proportions and infamous for dull surprise, but you did give us some interesting stuff for your comics, even if the behind the scenes was all so scummy.
I was just gonna like after you said that, I was gonna say, if only you had paid your artists.
Yeah, instead of buying expensive cars. Yeah, if you just paid your artists and other staff instead of buying all those fancy cars, we might have been able to finish the Energon comic.
We might have gotten another fucking Mega Man comic.
We would have actually been able to close up the plot thread of introducing the female Autobots from Generation 1 as Quintesson agents.
Hey, Ironhide.
One thing I will give Dreamwave, though, when it comes to their comics, is that they really gave the mini-cons a lot of character in Armada.
All right.
If you see, like, the profile for Leader 1 in Armada, that is, like, woof.
Thank you all for watching. This was fun. I wish we could have done more, but I was late, and I got stuff I need to take care of. So thank you all for watching. This has been Vegas Bear 92.
May Kuman and Tara was here.
Yes, and hopefully tomorrow we can do Neo. Until then, see y'all next time.
Transform and rise up!